DboKakarot, consistent Dragon Ball channel.
Another guy that I feel you guys should go and check out is DboKakarot.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kakarot, bringing you a Dragon Ball Super episode 55 review and 56 prediction. Let's jump into episode 55. This was a phenomenal episode in my opinion, and a prelude to an even better episode, I think. This is entitled, I Want to Meet Son Goku, See a Summon from the King of All. Now, this episode starts off with Goku being Goku, not really understanding the situation. The King of All is the name, the name is in the title, he's the King of All, and Goku's pretty much like, I'm too busy, I really don't have much time. He's taking this like so lightly, and it's such a serious situation, and Beerus and Whis just kind of want to slap him upside the head, and the King of All even makes Beerus crap in his pants pretty much, so Goku just doesn't really think much of it, which is pretty funny. They realize that it takes 2 days, even with Whis' speed. So, like, instant transmission pops into your head, obviously, but Goku cannot. It's probably too far away, obviously. Goku cannot lock onto his ki. So, we have, with his help, we can go to the King of All in an instant because Goku knows a Kaioshin. The Kaioshin can get there in an instant. And Goku gets many warnings, pretty much not to piss off the King of All. Even Beerus says, listen up, do not do anything careless. So, time machine update. It is done. It's ready to go. And Mai wants to go and tell, which is still doesn't really make sense to me that much, but it does. Mai has, Mai obviously, she does not reflect her age. Obviously, you should know this. But she has, current time Trunks, who she will probably hook up with, down the line, which the ages are not quite lining up, obviously. So she's in love with the older Trunks, because that's who she should be attracted to. But she wants to go and run and tell Trunks, and Bulma explains he just got done through some intense training with Vegeta. How strong the Trunks get, we will not know. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. And then Whis lets a huge slip up, explaining that the Kaioshin and the God of Destruction are a set. Now, pretty much instantly, I knew what that meant, but here he explains, if Kaioshin dies, the God of Destruction will die as well. That is a huge slip up by Whis, because the Kaioshin is not very strong, so it would be pretty easy to take down Beerus had they known that in the past, like the Battle of Gods, perhaps. That was a huge mess up on Whis' part. That's a total dick move. So Goku even puts 2 and 2 together. And Beerus gets pissed and says, what are you doing? Say something so important so casually, which is pretty funny. Then we go back to the Zamasu over here. He is slowly getting more evil because of his counterpart. We all know this. He is getting more and more evil. They're watching over the barbarians, and he thinks they neither have justice nor order, and he thinks they will never change. They're just barbaric, and they just take things by force. One even happens to attack them, and at first Zamasu just says, get off this, and he just shoots him up against the wall. Then it comes back at him again, does not learn its lesson, and Zamasu kind of snaps, and you get this cool like flash scenes. Kind of looks like a time thing he's doing here, but slices him in half. And then he kind of asks him that all we had to do was leave. You didn't have to kill him. And then, which is pretty stupid, he says, just killing that one warrior, that could have changed the history of the planet. It might have brought about change. Like that one barbarian could have changed everything. That's just stupid. I mean, they're all barbarians. He was not special, you know. But you know, they have to think about everything. So, they go and they ask if they could if we can get a free ride because Goku cannot use his instant transmission. So he obliges, and they're about to go over there, and he says, "I'm begging you once again, watch your attitude." But I think the King of All likes the fact. Actually, I'll get to that in a couple slides here. So we see the High Priest. He humbly welcomes you. Whis explains that this is the High Priestess, and he has one of the 5 highest battle powers in all universes. Instantly, Goku's like, I want to fight him. I'm curious, which is Goku's nature, it's an awesome nature. It's an awesome flaw to have, but, you know, at the same time, Whis explains that he could not even measure up to him, but that Goku just doesn't care. Just still fight him. He'll fight him and Whis at the same time. That's just who Goku is, and that's why we love him. He is just awesome. So now we get to the King of All. So this is a very, very Majin Buu-esque character. This is basically like a little kid. It's basically a little kid that everyone is just scared out of their mind of. And he invited Goku just because he wanted a friend. Like, out of all the important things going on in all the universes and just the whole world, and it's like, he just wants a friend. Like, I think he sees Goku as somebody who just doesn't kiss his ass and is just as lighthearted and almost childlike as himself. So he kind of can just, I think he just sees that in Goku, that everyone's not groveling on their knees and crapping their pants, and just I think that's why they're kind of like, he wants to kind of hook up as friends, because he sees Goku as somebody who's fun. Goku is fun. If you had like a Goku in your group of friends, I mean, that's always the guy you kind of want to be around. He's always funny, always there. He's not reliable, but he can be, you know. So Goku even renames them, and, you know, he tells them that he's really busy right now, to the King of All's face. He knows who the King of All is and what he's capable of. Goku's just like, you know, I'm busy right now, you know, let's hang out some other time. So Goku's cool about it. He even kind of pleads with them to, you know, please not right now. And these 2 guards actually kind of freak me out. Not really, but I mean, they're kind of creepy looking characters. They kind of remind me of Resident Evil 2, like Mr. X. Like when you were playing the game when you were younger, when Resident Evil was, at the time, a really well, like, graphical game. It was actually scary to some people. Like, I personally don't get scared. Movies, video games, I know it's fake and personally cannot hurt me. Put any movie in front of me, I don't get scared. That's who I am. Any movie I've ever seen, I've never been scared. But these guys are just kind of creepy. They got like the trench coats. They just look creepy. They look like nipples actually with the things on their heads. But they just kind of remind me of Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, which is kind of cool, and to a lesser extent Nemesis of Resident Evil 3, but mainly Resident Evil 2. Mr. X, dude, Mr. X was cool. Just he was too easy. He just walked. That was a whole nother story though. That's a whole nother gameplay thing. But they said watch your mouth, and they're about to rush Goku. They're about to straight rush him. And this childish tone, this little childish voice, shut up or I'll wipe you out. Like, and they pretty much just crap their pants. Like, oh my god. Like, this King of All is it's like a Majin Buu like era again of this childlike figure that is so powerful that you just have to respect him. It's hilarious. But he even makes up a lie, we later find out. But if you want, I can bring a guy who might even be a better friend than me. So we can just look ahead. We could think of, it's not going to be Mr. Satan because he's too needed on Earth. He's Earth World Champion. Majin Buu would be hilarious if Majin Buu and this guy hooked up as friends. That would be really funny. That's something we'd have to look for down the line. It's kind of hard to tell. But obviously Goku's going to have to have to find someone eventually, or the King of All will just destroy everything. So that's going to be interesting. Hopefully we'll get some more hints of who it is later down the line. The King of All presents him with a button, like he's really opening up to Goku, giving him a button that all he has to do is press it, and he will appear in front of him. Now, the next part I find to be freaking hilarious. Goku understands the concept of the button, and he goes and presses it, and the King of All kind of looks at him like, there's no point in pressing, and I'm right here. I thought it was funny when I first seen it. That's just the kind of Dragon Ball humor I like. That's pretty funny. Goku comes back and says that he's just like, just plays it off like the King of All is just some dude. He's like, yeah, I gave him, his new name. And he's a nice guy, no big deal. And Beerus craps his pants like, you can't call him that. You have to call him the King of All. But Beerus craps his pants, falls over. And then we see, which I've been saying the last several reviews, I've kind of been saying when Zamasu's heart was still pure, the tea was perfect. And then later, he said that it kind of tasted bitter, because I don't think they really said it at the time. It was kind of indicated, but I picked up on their hints where the tea is kind of a reflection of Zamasu's heart, which he says right here, finally, plain and simple. Tea is a mirror of your heart. It started off perfect and pure, the best tea that he's ever had. Next, Zamasu kind of was getting angry at the humans about how they're just evil and they just take and take and take and they never learn. And then the tea became a little bitter. And now Zamasu is exceptionally angry and very pissed off, becoming more evil, and the tea is murky and it's just dark and it's probably tastes like crap. So it's getting kind of to that, and they go back and forth kinda, and Zamasu is just getting more than anyone can handle. He's kind of saying that God's justice is purely to watch over life forms. He wants to be a god of destruction. They explain to him that God of destruction is the person who takes care of that. They are just supposed to watch over. Although, Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu Saga, that's kind of a different story. They kind of did a little bit more than watch over. But he goes into more detail about how humans use their God-given wisdom for evil. And then, pretty much he tells them, pretty much, get your head out of your ass, brew a new pot of tea. This is what we do. This is our job. He's trying to go over his, it's like, you're only at a certain level. Don't overstep your boundaries. This is what we do. This is what you're being trained for. He wants to be more hands-on and just change things to his liking. He's starting to really dislike humans, kind of like another form of evil that we've been kind of comparing him to. Kind of a black evil, perhaps. But we go towards the end, and we all know what's going to happen next. This is awesome. Goku's still wearing his awakened dogi. Be kind of cool for him to get a new symbol. He started with the Turtle Hermit to the King Kai to the awakened symbol on his back. Dragon Ball Super, it kind of would have been nice to give him maybe like Whis' or Beerus's, primarily Whis', like a Whis symbol on his back that he kind of had, on the front of his original newer dogi, but now he's back to his awakened dogi. It'd be kind of cool if he had like Whis' symbol on his back, because that's pretty much the last person who trained him. And that's kind of the pattern of his back symbol. But moving on, we are in the time machine. They are going to take care of business for future Trunks. They arrive in the future and everything's wrecked. Goku asks, "Is this the future?" Then he realizes, he finds Mai's hat, and Mai's body is not there. She was supposed to have collapsed here. He has not seen what we have seen, obviously, with Mai, so he kind of suspects something is up. And then we get this part, which I'm confused about. These guys fire, it looks like, assault rifles, and they turn, like, from bullets into missiles. Okay. Bullets into missiles, and, like, the next scene I didn't put on here, but Goku looks like Goku has these 2, 4, 5 bullets / rockets, which the first episode of Dragon Ball, Bulma lights him up with like a freaking, what was it, like, handgun or machine gun? I just watched it the other day. I started rewatching original Dragon Ball, and she pretty much lights him up with all these bullets to the head, and bullets don't hurt Saiyans, okay? Bullets, rockets, whatever. He's taking a lot more than these rockets. I don't know why he looks so worried, like he just dropped a deuce in his pants, like, oh my god, these bullets and rockets are coming at me, and it's like Beerus is firing his max power like freaking bomb at him, and Goku's so worried about these little freaking mosquito bites that are coming at him. That part I don't get. Maybe they'll go into detail about that. I don't understand why he's so worried about that. But that's pretty much how the episode ends. And then obviously we have an episode 56 quick prediction. This episode, shit's about to get real. Black, show me your full power. For whatever reason, he is smiling, and he has Vegeta in full Super Saiyan Blue rushing him, throwing punches. They are landing, but he is like smiling the whole time. So he's already taking on Super Saiyan Blue here for some reason, and he is on the defense, but he's smiling like he knows something. And then obviously we get the preview of obviously Super Saiyan Rose we all know about. Like I said again, I already have a video about how I feel about that. Pink and black at least is the best color you can go with. If you're using pink, or rose, which is pink, that's the best color to go with is black. I mean, if you do like pink and like freaking yellow or something, it's gonna look like freaking not very cool, but I think it's pretty cool transformation. I think this episode's going to be obviously a knocked out, drag out battle. It's going to be a barn burner, as JR would say. And it's going to be hell. It's going to be a hell of a fight. It's obviously going to be the same Dragon Ball type style. He's going to lose at first, transform into Super Saiyan Rose, and he's going to beat the crap out of Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, and we'll have to go from there based on how bad the exchange is. I don't know if it's going to be like, I don't know if, Black's going to be kind of like Conor McGregor, and, it's going to kind of beat them up like Nate Diaz. I'm a fan of both fighters, though, so I was very iffy about that fight. But Nate Diaz got beat up pretty bad. Could have won either way, but he did more damage. So I don't know what this fight's going to be like. It's obviously same Dragon Ball like style, though. If I had to guess, which I don't know, it's going to be like the typical Dragon Ball fight of Goku Black here just kind of whooping their asses for a good portion of it until they find a way to fight back. So I want to throw a huge prediction down the line. We're seeing a fusion soon. It's going to happen. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, whatever you want to call it. Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. They're going to fuse into Vegito. It's going to be freaking awesome. I think that's going to be the end outcome, but we'll see. It's going to happen. We all know it. So that's going to do it for this review. Thanks for watching. I'm stoked about the series. It's been phenomenal. I got nothing bad to say about it. Quick notes about the other things I had to say was bad. All the other characters, all the other Z fighters are being wasted. That's my final conclusion of this video. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, tell a friend, subscribe. Peace out, bye!
Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to smile. Right. Bon par par. Bon par par. Bon par par. Bon par par. Respect the beat.